And we are live. Welcome into the Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast morning show for Monday, April 25th, 2022. I'm your host, X-Bat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burleman Gaming on Twitch. Good morning, Burley. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing much better now that the coffee has kicked in. Laced with spiritual opium.
Yeah, we had recorded our Warp Factor 10 Picard Season 2, Episode 8 episode before we... before we started here with the morning show. So, Burley had a chance to get some of that coffee, going already. So he's all kicked in. Me, of course, it's the evening out here in Japan. So I'm kind of winding down now. So anyway, all right. So let's get right into it. I mean, we're going to be talking about the Halo Infinite dropping some of the content that's supposedly going to be coming out, their roadmap for the multiplayer. And Burley has a lot to say about that, I'm sure. So we're gonna hear from him on that. The PlayStation Plus subscriptions for the new tiers. We have some news on that as well. Xenoblade Chronicles. It's gotten a teen rating. Oh no! We're gonna talk a little bit about that. And then of course, Valorant. There's a new character coming to Valorant, and we're gonna introduce that character towards the end of the show. But first up, of course, Halo multiplayer. Burley's, he's going to do a rant. So, bear with us while he rants on this coming up. But first, we got to get the coffee brewing. Some extra coffee because Burley's drank most of it already. So,
it's been drank.
Yeah, so we need to get some more coffee brewing here. So, Burley, get the coffee brewing, and we'll get started with our first story on Halo Infinite multiplayer. Okay?
Coffee is brewing.
All right, Burley, 343 Industries drops Halo Infinite roadmap for 2022. So I'm going to read a little bit of this from Hype Beast. So fans have long been asking for more, and now 343 Industries has finally answered by providing the 2022 content roadmap for Halo Infinite. The game will be launching its second season on May 3rd, and 343 Industries says that the upcoming season will feature 2 new maps named Catalyst and Breaker. 3 new game modes, including King of the Hill, Land Grab, and Last Spartan Standing, and bonus, quote, narrative events, end quote, involving, quote, interference, end quote, and, quote, alpha pack, end quote, releases. Although little has been revealed about this latter edition for now, notably Forge will also be returning as part of an open beta test for Season 2, followed by even more maps, modes, and narrative events for Season 3, as well as new sandbox items, another 100-tier battle pass, and even more quality of life improvements. So I'm gonna show you the image now for the roadmap. And Burley, I'll let you take it away and give your thoughts on all of this. Go for it, man.
What the fuck? Sorry, normally I try and watch my swearing on the morning show, but this one just ticks me off. Q in Red Foreman just saying dumbass to them. like this is like, yeah, it's nice that we...
job, dumbass.
Exactly. But like, it's nice to see people that are still playing this game, and this game is dropping off huge on the multiplayer. It's nice to see getting 2 new maps. Okay, I'm okay with that. King of the Hill finally coming, Land Grab, and Last Spartan Standing. King of the Hill should have been there day 1.
Yeah.
Land Grab and Last Spartan Standing would have been nice day 1, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on that. And this story content coming in May for interference, and July through August, the alpha pack. Okay. Yeah. Could be good, could be shit. We have no idea. They're not giving us any details, and the way they've been doing this, you're not going to get details for a long time.
Yeah.
Like the one that comes out May 3rd, it's out in a week in 1 day. So you'd think they would give you something so we know, but no, because why would they? And then they're doing some other stuff, but co-op campaign. We actually have a a timeline somewhat. They're saying late August target. So what that really means is this ain't coming out till about a year, till 1 year in the release.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Exactly. Because they're putting target there. And they've already told you how behind and shit they are. So they're doing all this to say, hey, we told you. We just didn't outright fully say it. Because if they say, listen, co-op campaign's not coming until about the game's 1 year anniversary, people are going to flip shit. You put a target date and say, we got to push it back because of COVID and everything.
Yeah.
It's easier to forgive. That, like, I am highly doubtful that this is coming out in August. The network co-op campaign. What are your thoughts? Do you think that's coming in August?
If they put it on a roadmap, I guess it might be. I at this point, I mean, you know, I really haven't been into the multiplayer, so if it comes out, it does. I mean, I hope it does for those that are really into the multiplayer aspects of Halo Infinite, but you know, your guess is as good as mine, Burley, at this point.
I'm just going off the data they've given us and what they've said.
And if they've said that it's going to come out at that point, then I have no reason to mistrust that. I mean, at this point,
I only mistrust it because of their interview a few weeks ago where they said they're behind and that they know people are mad and they're on crunch. And I'm sure Coalition is working on their own projects.
Yeah.
As we saw, they did that little Unreal teaser that we got. They're probably working either on Gear 6 or something else.
Yeah.
And they're putting their focus there because you can't just have the Coalition come in and do everything. You could, but I'm sure Microsoft would rather have Coalition.
Well, isn't the Coalition also helping the Initiative? Also, with the new Perfect Dark, I think it is.
Oh yeah, maybe, that's true too. Yeah, they're like Coalition is doing a lot of work here. They can't just keep saving this game. Microsoft, I think Microsoft, if I was Microsoft, I'd be pretty freaking pissed with 343 because this game is dying on the multiplayer. And people are like, oh, it'll peak as the season starts. Yeah, it'll peak, but then people will realize, oh, that's what we got, and then just dive down and hoping it's not doing well for a multiplayer like this. Like, this is the same thing with Battlefield, where they expected these huge things, and like for the Battlefield, they are older Battlefield games of like 7-8 years ago are beating it, the newest one, which is bad. Like, and this like Master Chief Collection is still doing well, and they just put content out for that. And it's like, I do
you think that Halo Infinite will ever become a part of the Master Chief Collection?
I wouldn't be surprised at this point. That's
why not? Just throw it in there, and then the multiplayer aspect.
That's about the best way I can honestly think that this game is going to gain some rep back, because I know I'm very negative on this, and I've had people, why are you negative? This game's on Game Pass. Because not everyone has Game Pass. There are people that do not have credit cards or don't want to go to a GameStop every time or whatever store and buy the little stupid cards, because you can't buy a year subscription up front. Microsoft, you need to freaking do that. So there are people that are buying this game retail, full price. You're not getting, like, this game has gone down cheap just to try and get boost physical sales. But you cannot charge full price for this game for what it's lacking and stuff on the back of the box that isn't there. It's like co-op campaign should have been there on release. I still put that point, because this is an established franchise. This is what, like, the 7th or 8th main game. Like, you cannot just fracture this. This game was they wanted it out for when the series launched. Couldn't get it for when the series launched, the Series X and Series S. So they pushed it out for another year after. And the game still wasn't ready to come out. You should have just waited. I know Microsoft wanted their big title. They had Forza. They
Yeah.
had Forza then.
But
Forza was a great game, and they did well with that.
Mhm.
Should have just waited. Microsoft and 343 should have just waited.
yeah,
After the hell development this game has been.
well, we've talked about this a lot too, Burley. I mean, it's like, as well as I do, that 343 was focused on the campaign because that's what Microsoft wanted to get out the door. Because as you said, they couldn't get it out when the Series X and Series S launched. So,
Mhm.
it's like, what if you're going to get anything out, because the fans are going to be, pissed off if you don't get something out. So,
Yeah.
they had to just get the campaign out, even though they couldn't put the co-op part into it. So, yeah, I mean, I understand the frustration, but it is what it is. And, that's unfortunate. So, but at least they have some kind of roadmap that they're trying to show everybody and to say, hey, we have stuff coming, and this is like the time frame for it. So.
They're only putting out the roadmap because the game is tanking. They are putting this out to keep interest and to feed you along.
Yeah.
Like that's all this is. Like I know maybe I'm a little more negative than I should be on this, but this just irks me because the problem is other development companies will look at this and be like, see how this strategy works, and then do this. You don't think EA will try this before Activision was bought by Microsoft? You don't think Activision Blizzard would try this crap? They all want to do this because, and look, remember Todd Howard, his famous thing, it's not how a game launches, it's how it ends.
Yeah.
It's like when it's fully done. It's like, no, the launch is important to me. If you're going to charge full price for a game and it doesn't launch with everything you promised, I get mad.
Yeah.
Like No Man's Sky took beatings on that, but they are being praised because they were a 20-man studio or whatever it was, but they keep putting free content to make up for it.
Right.
They've, at least in my opinion, they've made up for it. I think the next game they put out, they are going to be not as ambitious on saying stuff, or if they are saying all this ambitious stuff, they are going to put it all out when it launches.
Yeah, I mean, it's we don't know, but I mean, they possibly could have put all of this out day one, but then it might have even have been worse than Cyberpunk when it came to all the bugs and everything in it. So it's would you rather wait, and bring out what you have ready, and then later on, bring everything else out when it is ready, or just churn everything out at once, and then 75% of it is just crap, with a buggy mess. So
that is a good question.
Yeah.
I'd probably go with the latter of not being a buggy mess, but you have to then be able to give us better timelines. If you're going to set and say, like really early on, like I know they did say there is no co-op campaign, but like there were still key modes, and that they were just saying, and nothing. They didn't tell. If I remembering correctly, they didn't tell us King of the Hill wasn't in the game, and stuff like that. They didn't tell us, like they told us Forge and co-op campaign. Forge, I'm willing to excuse because that's not the biggest thing to me. But co-op campaign was a huge part of Halo. I played so much on co-op, of couch co-op and online co-op through my years. Yeah. This, like, that's where I get mad. Right. Or if you're going to if you're not going to have these things, don't sell the game at full price. Sell at a budgetary price. And then if you want co-op campaign, I got to pay $15 more or whatever, right? Yeah. And then that's my decision if I want it or if you don't want it. That way we're not paying the full price for this. They could have done multitude of things, but this was all to just get it out. And I agree that they were focusing so much on the single player campaign. Yeah. And they just wanted to get that out. Microsoft wanted it out. 343 wanted it out. Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm sure we'll hear some more about this in the future, and we'll, bring the news to you when it happens. But it's time to move on And let's get to the PlayStation Plus tiers right after this. Burley, get that drone ready. Yeah,
Will do.
here we go. Okay, so next up, this is from Vicky Blake over at Games Radar. So PlayStation Plus subscribers can easily upgrade tiers, Sony confirms. So you'll need to pay the difference adjusted for the remaining time of your subscription. So let me read a little bit of this for you, and then we'll talk about it. So Sony has confirmed that players will easily be able to upgrade their PlayStation Plus tiers, quote, at any time, end quote. An email going out to users in Asia, the first market in which the new PlayStation Plus tiers will launch. Japan is different and launches June 1st, just ahead of the US on June 13th. Europe follows on June 22nd, confirms that their PlayStation Plus membership is changing. Quote, the new PlayStation Plus will include 3 membership options: PlayStation Plus Essential, Extra, and Deluxe, the email reminds us. So it goes on. Unless players let their subs expire before the new service launches, they will see their membership, quote, automatically migrate into an equivalent subscription plan in the new service, end quote, which includes stacked subscription periods already purchased. It stresses that players will not see their fees increase or payment dates change without their consent, and confirms that players can, quote, easily upgrade to a higher benefits plan at any time, end quote. Quote, to do so, you'll need to pay the difference between your current plan and your new plan adjusted for the remaining time of your subscription, end quote, Sony explains. The snippet of the email shared on Reset Era doesn't, however, provide any further information on what happens when players may wish to drop a tier, nor what current plan will convert to what new one, but hopefully we'll find out more about that closer to the time. So, yeah, so it goes on to talk about the tiers, and we've already talked about that on a previous show. So, Burley, what do you think of this, man?
Yeah, this is not surprising, though.
Yeah.
Like, if they couldn't get this right, their thing would tank. You have to do this right. Nintendo does it.
Right. Microsoft does it. Yeah.
Everyone does it. So this one isn't as. It's only news because if they didn't do this, this would just kill them. They're trying to get. They need all the good PR right now.
Yes.
To get this help sold, because they just announced this thing. They didn't do a bad job, but they didn't do like a great job of like, oh my god, I need to just. Here's my money.
Yeah.
Just grab and give them my money.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, this is kind of straightforward stuff, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, if I want to, go to a different tier, then I just pay the difference. That's pretty straightforward. So at least they're letting us know. Instead of waiting until the subscription service starts and then everybody starts asking questions and then they try to, maneuver around and try to get more money out of people and, sucker them or something, At least they're being honest here, and at least, they're being straightforward, so with what they're going to be doing with this new service. So.
I'm glad for that. I'm still really the one thing they are doing right over Microsoft on this is they are giving you the 1-year payment. Like, I still don't get this with Game Pass. That Game Pass hasn't increased their prices in how long? It's like, let me buy a year up front. I am of the mindset I will pay monthly if I have to, but if I can buy a year bulk up front, I don't mind the high cost, because then I can at least be like, it's done. I've already paid for it. Now I don't have to go every month thinking, okay, that's going to be on my card. I got to pay for this month. I like paying it once and it's all done. Yeah.
I mean, that might change. We'll see. But maybe Microsoft might come around and start doing that as well. But we'll see.
Well, that's the hope with the family plan.
Yeah, because the family plan is coming. So probably with that, we might see that. So we shall see. But anyway. All right, so that's enough of that. So let's get to Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Burley, and They have a teen rating. Oh my goodness, a teen rating. So we're going to get to that right after this. So stay tuned. All right, this is from Go Nintendo. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming to us much sooner than anticipated. Of course, Nintendo revealed last week that the game is slated for a July 29th, 2022 release this year, of course. And Nintendo has already submitted the game to the ESRB, which is the ratings board in the United States. It received a teen rating.
Oh my god, the game's gonna tank. It's a teen rating. Ah!
Yeah. So, anyway, you can read the specifics on the classification below, and I'm going to read it to you because it's so funny. Hey, here we go. This is a role-playing game. So let me go ahead. I'm going to scroll down so people that are viewing this can actually see what I'm reading here. So right here. So let me go ahead and read it for you. This is a role-playing game in which players follow fighters through a conflict between two nations. Okay, well, yeah. From a third-person perspective, players complete quests and engage in melee battle against enemies. Example: animals, creatures, human boss characters. So obviously they're thinking the harm of animals here, right? Combat is highlighted by impact sounds, explosions, and cries of pain. Cutscenes depict further instances of violence. Characters impaled by sword.
Ooh.
A character shooting herself off screen. A man
Shooting
stabbing
herself?
Yeah.
Wow.
A man stabbing himself off screen. A handful of scenes depict blood. Example: droplets falling from a wounded character. Drips of blood on a character's face.
So 3 droplets of blood because it is a Nintendo game.
Yeah. Some fantasy characters or creatures are designed with revealing armor and or anatomy. Example: deep cleavage, partially exposed breasts. The word, yeah. So the word.
Oh my god.
And appear in the dialogue. That's it. So.
Oh man, so this is going for rap lyrics.
Can you believe? Yeah, all of this description, and it's like teen rating. You know, it's kids aren't going to care about this. Kids are going to go
make
buy
them
this.
want to buy it more.
Exactly. They're going to want to buy it more.
And the funny thing is, like, the first game is rated teen. I don't know about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but like the first game is rated teen.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, Japan have a thing with exposed breasts. So
yeah.
That doesn't sound like Japan. I know.
Oh, dude. I mean, everything is like censored out here. I mean, like GTA and all that. I mean, the game is like totally censored. You know, there's like even cutscenes that they cut out because that's they know kids are going to be playing this game and they don't want them to see that. So,
but pretty much can't you guys like they censor all that stuff, but you can go down to get some manga with pretty much basically.
No. You just go into Akihabara and there's places in the like black market areas where you can pick up a American version of GTA 5 and other types of games and you can play them. I mean, and people
on a US account.
Yeah, exactly. People get accounts from other regions and just download the games and play it. Actually, that's what I recommend to my Japanese friends. If you want to play GTA 5, play it in the American version, get a US account. I mean, come on.
Oh,
but I mean, I understand. Yeah, the ESRB, and they have to put a rating on this, and they put teen. I mean, it's like they're not going to put like 18 plus. I don't think it's that bad. So I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, they're like, this is standard fare. This is just kind of fun. We're just taking the joke out of it and just going with the fun. Like, and just for anyone, we did not script that with him reading teen and me just going, oh my god. I was like, okay, he's reading that. I got to do something stupid because it's big.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes the stuff that they the wording and everything that they put in this, it's so funny. I mean, it's I mean, come on. It's a 21st century, people. I mean, kids that are 15 and 16 years old, I mean, it's not like they haven't seen stuff like this before in video games or like on TV dramas or movies.
I was going to say they've heard worse through TV dramas.
Oh, yes.
And just social media in general.
Yes. I mean, yeah, the social media age, unfortunately, has destroyed everything when it comes to the fabric of morality. Anyway.
There's morality in this world?
There used to be. I guess there used to be. I mean, I come from the generation, Burley, where we didn't have social media. So, yeah, I mean, we were pretty moral back in those days. But, once social media and all the cell phone age and everything started, started going to crap. Anyway, okay, so our final story tonight, we're going to talk about Valorant. Of course, Valorant is a popular game online, and of course, people like in Burley's neck of the woods, live streamers, they love playing Valorant. So we're going to talk about a new character that's coming to Valorant right after this. Stay tuned. All right. So, Valorant's newest agent, Fade, reveals her enemies with shadowy powers. Yes, so Fade is coming to the game in just a few days. So, I'm going to go ahead and play this while I read a little bit of this for you. So, let me go ahead and do that real quick. Actually, yeah. Let's see. Go ahead and get that. So here you go. So let me go ahead and... So, Istanbul. Yeah. So, Burley, why don't you comment a little bit on this? I got to get that up again. I lost the name of that. So, yeah.
Okay, so we see a little warehouse, then repelling out the copter. God, I don't know any of the character names for Valorant. One girl's just running, and then the shadows taking her, pulling her down. So, okay, these are reminding me of the guy caught with a bunch of cameras in his face.
Yeah. Okay, I got it now. So Valorant's latest agent is a hunter who's in touch with some deadly-looking shadows. The new agent's name is Fade, and it seems like her abilities let her reveal her enemies' locations. She was revealed during the finals of Valorant's Masters Reykjavik tournament on Sunday. So Fade is set to come to the game as part of Episode 4, Act 3, which should be released next week. So Fade's abilities focus on finding enemy players and either blinding them or keeping them in place once she does. One of her skills uses a ball of shadows to near-sight enemy players, while another creates a small circle on the ground that will keep players tethered to it if they get too close. She also has a recon ability that will spot players and draw lines to their location, while her ultimate does something similar across a large section of the map. So, yeah. So let me go ahead. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to show you the other one here. So the gameplay reveal of her. So let me go ahead.
This is something interesting that will change the dynamic of the game, because you can have one of your guys, because you can do team with this. One of your teammates be able to help reveal all the different players, so that way everyone on the team, you can have a way of being like, okay, we're going to turn this corner. We're going to fight about 5 different people.
Yeah.
So we know where to go and get them. And then using abilities to hold them down, so your other teammates you can rile them down with bullets, or your other teams can use some of their skills.
Yeah.
So I think this will change up the game's meta quite well, because now you're going to see a lot of people play as this character for quite a while, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely. So, this is from, of course, what I've been reading is from Polygon.com. So you can check out the article there, and you can see all the abilities for Fade. So like Haunt, Seize, Prowler, Nightfall. So yes. This is from Austin Goslin over at Polygon.com, so you can check that out. So yeah, I mean, this kind of reminds me of one of the earlier characters in Apex Legends as well, that came out a little while back. Trying to remember the name of the character.
Oh, I know what one you're talking about. See, I don't follow these games much, so but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, seems like a pretty cool character. So yeah, Fade. All right. Okay. So in this episode, we talked about of course, the Halo Infinite multiplayer situation and the roadmap that they came out with 343 Industries coming out with that. We also talked about, of course, the PlayStation Plus tiers, of course, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and its teen rating, and then of course Fade, who is coming to Valorant. So yeah, so cool stuff. All right. So, Burley, what are you going to be streaming or tonight or whatever? Are you streaming?
I'm taking tonight off. I am tired, and I did a long one yesterday, over 7 hours. So I am. By the time I finish work today, it's going to be a busy day at work today too. So it's like get through work after work is just nap and maybe get some Kirby footage, so we can get that extra take done.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, episode 83 of the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast is now public, and it's on our YouTube channel in video format, of course, at the Arena Productions. So you can check that out. Yeah, so Burley and I and Turn-Based Carl are our other co-hosts. We talked, of course, about games and their series, like game series, and whether or not on a particular series you should start from the beginning of the series, or it would be okay to start from the latest entry of that particular series. That was our topic of the show. So we had a lot of fun recording that. So please go and check that out. That's on our YouTube channel now. The link to it is below. And of course, for all of our content, if you want to watch it ad-free and in early access, you can become a patron over at patreon.com/thearena_podcast. And all of our content is there. Of course, the podcast, our Marvel shows, our Star Trek Warp Factor 10 shows, our Star Wars shows that we're doing. We did on The Mandalorian. We did on Boba Fett, of course, and we're going to be doing on Obi-Wan at the end of May. So all of that content you can come and check out. And you can watch it ad-free and in early access. So come and check out our Patreon over there. So yeah, and just a bit of news about the morning show. We're going to be doing the morning show this week from today through Thursday, and then from Friday, so Friday the 29th through next week, we're going to be off. So there are a bunch of holidays coming up here in Japan. We call it Golden Week. And so I'm going to probably be doing stuff with the family and doing some other things toward my other shows. But spending some time with the family. So I'm going to be taking that time off. So there will not be a morning show this coming Friday through next week. So we will be back on Monday, May 9th. Will be
actually,
our first. Yeah.
Expat, you don't have to fake the reasons. It's really, I'm going into rehab for my spiritual opium. Then they've thrown me in because I need my fix. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding before someone actually thinks that's real.
That's a good one, Burley. That's a good one.
Yeah. Every once in a while I come up with a good one.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll be doing the morning show until Thursday, and then from Friday the 29th through the 6th, we will be off, and we will be back on Monday, May 9th, for the next edition of the morning show. So, just wanted to let you all know now, and we'll be, reiterating it more throughout the week as well, so that you guys know. So I want to thank everybody that comes out and watches in video on demand. Thank you so much for supporting us and watching the morning show. We really appreciate you and appreciate your support. And thank you so much. Yeah. So yeah, it's time to finish the show. So we hope to catch you on Tuesday, tomorrow, for the next edition of the morning show. So I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burlyman Gaming on Twitch. Burley of Burlyman Gaming on Twitch. See, that spiritual opium has been kicking in, Burley. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Oh, it's a good feeling when it kicks in.
It's a good feeling, when it's almost 10 o'clock at night. So, yeah. Yeah, before I go to bed. So, anyway. But anyway, I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley of Burlyman Gaming on Twitch. We hope to catch you in the next episode tomorrow of the morning show. So, take care, everyone. Peace out. Burley, kill the feed.
Yeah.